And don't forget, this guy, do not be far from him, alright? Do not be far from him, because the seeds of this will be sown deep in your heart in the long run. It will really help you. I recommend it. Read it. Alright? So, see. Do you know that faith is boring? When you think about it, faith is not exciting at all. It's actually boring and lonely, because several things is going on in your mind, and you are trusting in God, which is making you, because faith is not a still state. Trust may be a still state. All right. Trust is the stationary position. All right, but when you begin action, that is faith. All right, because that is how boring faith is, because you are doing things with something in mind. The evidence of things not seen. So you are doing things, or you are taking action with something in mind, with a vision in mind, which is faith, right? And it can be boring, it can be lonely, because that's how faith works. Because you get instructions from the Lord, or something is laid in your spirit, in your heart, so to carry out an instruction to do something, and you are carrying it out, and it is far apart from reality. All right, it is far from reality, and you just have to do it, and everyone thinks you're mad. All right, I've seen the instance personally in my life several times, and that's a story for another time, where you try to act in faith, and everything comes crashing down, and it feels like you're stupid, right? But in the long run, all right, everything begins to align. All right, when you walk in faith, all right, Abraham waited 25 years to see Isaac. 25 years. Everyone would think he's mad. Even his wife will wonder sometimes. And there are days. That's why I said it's boring, because there are days where you just fall out of faith, and you are sad, and you're depressed and frustrated. Right? As a child of the King, I don't think all these things will not happen to you, because in this world you shall have tribulations, but be of good cheer, because Christ has overcome the world. All right, this is the victory we have in Christ. All right, it's Christ in me, the hope of glory. So I admonish you. Faith is an action. All right. Faith is not trust. All right. So these two are different. Faith is action based. All right. You do something based on an instruction given to you by the Holy Spirit. That is faith. All right. The ability to carry it out and trust that process. All right. So that is faith. And I trust today's message has blessed you. And I pray the seeds find a place of fertilization in your heart. And don't forget, this guy, do not be far from him. All right? Do not be far from him, because the seeds of this will be sown deep in your heart in the long run. It will really help you. I recommend it. Read it. All right? So see you in my next video. Once again, make sure you subscribe and like and comment, and I'll see you in my next video. Still working connected.